No, I don't think we're live yet. We're good. Ren, you got time to go to the bathroom if you want to. Mike, don't dance like that. That's so sensual. We're just gonna try this new segment and see if it works. I don't know. Well, the problem is we never have any naked people on camera because we like believe in the Bible. So, are you kidding me? We've been live.
Yeah, we've been live. I thought you wanted me to hold this sign.
What the? Hey. All right. Well, welcome to the Refuge Medical news stream. Honestly, I think that was a flawless introduction. Live from the studio, we have the Refuge Medical media news stream, whatever we're calling this thing. So that happens. So I have my newscast here with interesting information that pertains to you, the end viewer. I don't know how to talk in a newscaster voice. That was brought up to me earlier.
There's a cadence.
I don't know the cadence. I didn't go to programming school. So yeah, it is what it is, guys. You're getting what you're getting here. So hello to everybody in the audience. This is filmed in front of a live studio audience. That wasn't planned.
Big laugh, Ren.
So, whoa, wrong time. It'll flash when that needs to happen. Breaking news, we're coming to you live from the Refuge Medical Studio, where we're filmed in front of a live studio audience to bring you guys the most up-to-date news inside of preparedness, inside of the medical industry as it pertains to trauma first aid, as well as anything else that we find kind of sus, bro. Because the world is crazy right now. I don't know if you guys know this. But we have a couple of things that we're going to talk about before we get too deep into it. This show is brought to you and sponsored by Refuge Medical. It's a small company. Maybe you've heard of it. Right now, Refuge Medical is launching the Prepared Citizen Sale. A large percentage off of all of our first aid kits. It is live now in the store. Go to the store, use code PREP. You could save up to $100 on some of our kits right now. So go to the store, use code PREP, and that will save you a percentage off. We just want to get citizens prepared. And you guys will see from these news stories that we have right here that you might need this stuff. You really might. So the first bit of news that we have is coming from the FIBI. Is that right? Is that how you say it? FIBI?
Is it spelled with an ACE in the middle?
No. It's FBI. That's thank you.
No, it's definitely FIBI.
So FIBI has and they are seemingly a very credible source of information that should always be trusted. So FIBI says that the U.S. crime has plummeted in 2023 and 2024. However, from another credible news source, it shows that they are only collecting evidence from roughly 70% of departments. Some of the departments that they are leading out are leading departments such as Chicago. So I'm sure that crime is definitely plummeting, and that we're not seeing upwards of a 12% increase in violent crime and armed robbery, that we're not seeing a 26% increase inside of gun violence. And so definitely something for you guys to pay attention to. Is the laugh Ren? I don't know. It's a live studio audience. There's so many people here we don't even know.
That's a track. That's not even a person.
Awesome. They can't say that there's a gun crisis anymore then? Yeah, they can't say there's a gun crisis anymore because violent crime is plummeting. So no need to be concerned whatsoever. Something interesting here. The data is based off of the FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program, which collects crime statistics from local law enforcement agencies. Participation in the program, however, is voluntary. However, which means not all crime reports are collected. Many experts generally say that crime levels fluctuate for reasons that are unclear. added individuals into the locations in which crime has increased? Probably not. Nothing to worry about there. The figures released on Tuesday are based on data collected from 15,000 out of the 19,000 law enforcement agencies. So we have roughly 4,000, a little bit more than 4,000 law enforcement agencies that are not reporting their crime statistics. Now, why would it be advantageous during this current time to not report crime statistics, you may ask? Well, there are certain individuals and certain groups that are currently about to start their large-scale election campaigning. And so as they prepare to campaign for votes across the nation, they want to make sure that they're painted in the best light possible. So make sure that you're doing your own homework as it pertains to the election and the elected officials and how they're currently affected the crime in your area. Very cool, very cool. An IQ below 80 almost guarantees criminal behavior. Well, yeah, and I guess that really depends on what your definition of crime is. This show is also brought to you by Jocko Gill. Shout out to Jocko Gill, it makes me go. So, we're moving on to our next story here. Guys, if you like the show, if you like this version of the show, make sure you hit the like button, share it with your friends, shout it out to the heavens above. We are talking the current news as it pertains to the prepared citizen and what they may need to know.
I have news.
You have news?
I have news. Today, our buckets of Joseph's Kitchen came in.
Oh, as you can see behind me, we have a giant plethora of goods. If anybody orders on site of Refuge Medical right now for $149, you guys get entered in to win that. We built this not for the tactical guy, but for the everyday mom, the everyday prepper. There's a bread maker, a KitchenAid, stored hard wheat, both red and white, oils, honeys, sea salts, as well as the Refuge Medical Travel Fact. For those of you that don't know what the Travel Fact is, this is a high-tech device that we built here in America. They said that it couldn't be done, and by golly, they were almost right. We built this device right here so that it can be stored on your headrest and easily deployed. It has the opportunity to store not just one, but two tourniquets, both on the top and the bottom. You can also store writing utensils, exam pen lights, Sharpies, decompression needles, all that stuff on the outside. However, you can then, from either side, deploy an inner that has a plethora of good first aid gear. Right there, easily accessible, very, very nice. Did you all announce the nurse giveaway winner yet? Did they announce the nurse giveaway winner yet?
What?
Did you announce the winner of the nurse giveaway? The Boo Boo Kit?
No, we're announcing that on Wednesday.
It gets announced on Wednesday. I've just been told from my correspondent here in the studio. So, the Travel Fact. High quality, high-end stuff.
Hey, Bob.
That pretty much replaces the Arc. It not just replaces the Arc, it exceeds the capability of the Arc with a sleeker, slimmer, better design. That's more cost effective for you, the end user. Yes, ma'am.
I have some breaking news.
Breaking news!
I have yet to hear back from the winner
of
the Medic Pack.
So, we gave away last week a comprehensive, roughly $800 medical kit. It's a large backpack, an advanced tactical medicine pack. We gave it away. You might have entered into that giveaway, and I have good news for you. At the end of day today, if we've not been contacted by that winner, you might have a chance to win it again. So stay tuned on the Refuge channel for that information. All right, moving on to our next story. Across the country right now, we have mass casualty incident planning, training, and scenarios taking place in such places as Tennessee. In SCC nursing students, we have Pueblo, New Mexico. We have, I'm sorry, let me just make sure I get this right. I don't want to mess it up here. At Telluride, right? All these different locations are doing large-scale mass casualty incident trainings. About 3 months ago, we broke the news that throughout the country, hospitals were being told to prepare in cases of mass casualty incidences in a likeness we haven't seen since 2019 when they were told to plan for pandemic awareness. So, with all that information coming to you right now from the studio, we urge you, the prepared citizen, to take this information and to run with it. Run wild. Let your imagination go crazy. Build it up to something that's not real in your own head. No. Be logical, be rational, and make good decisions. If you see all around you people are preparing for a certain catastrophe, it is in your best interest to pay attention to that. It is in your best interest to ask the question, why? Why is the government, which hates spending money on certain things, doing something so drastic in the case of getting so many different organizations ready for mass casualty incidences? Are they expecting them? Well, if we look at the data that's available to us, the same exact thing happened in 2019 when they told hospitals to re-engage and then recertify in all of their pandemic planning and their certifications. So this is something that we are looking at closely here in Refuge Medical, because we've been seeing large-scale shipments of components, first aid kits, and goods across not just the country, but across the globe. And we ask ourselves, why is this? Does somebody know something that we don't? Well, it seems that the writing isn't just on the wall, it's sparkle painted on the wall. And so as we pay attention to that, I urge you, the prepared citizen, to take note. What would you do inside of a mass casualty incident? How do you avoid such things? And how are you and your family planning to react if you are involved in one or near one? Well, the best thing is to have a plan. For a plan to improvise is a plan to fail. So I urge you, sit down with your loved ones and, consider the impossible, if you will, and take a moment and truly dive into what would you do, what would I do, and what would we do as a group to mitigate any risk to the ones that we love and care about so much. Something my family and I do constantly is look into the impossible scenarios. What would we do if X, Y, and Z occurred, and how would we respond to it? Who's in charge of the kids? Who's in charge of the danger? Who's in charge of medical? Who has medical on them? Now, my family, we always carry medical on us, both my wife and I. I am a big proponent of the ankle kit, as you can see. Bada boom, bada bang. Works with skinny jeans because I am a skater boy. And so it's a sleek, nice, tight-fitting, comfortable first aid kit that just wear on your ankle. It's very easy to transport. I've rucked with it. I've done water crossings with it. I've gone skateboarding with it. And it gives me the ability to render aid in a traumatic environment. And my wife, she tends to carry either the bare minimum 2.0, something just like this, has a tourniquet on the outside, shears on the other side, as well as when you open it up, it has boo-boo capability for our little ones. So something like that could go a long way inside of a mass casualty incident. Now, the best plan is always to be where the violence isn't happening. However, grocery stores, Walmarts, movie theaters, schools, all these have been targets of violence throughout the past few years. And so when you are going to these locations, make sure that you're acting with a prepared mindset. You're being situationally aware. You're noticing abnormalities, and then you're reporting those abnormalities as appropriate to the situation. Now, we don't want to be the boy that cried wolf. However, we definitely don't want to be the person who avoided the boy who was crying wolf when the wolf actually came to the town. Hope all that makes sense to you guys.
That was the cadence of a newscast.
Was it? I'm trying to embody a newscaster.
So
put in the chat below what you think my newscaster name would be.
JC Fixer said 3 of their local hospitals got hacked.
3 of their local hospitals have been hacked. We've been seeing a large-scale increase of system hacking across the nation right now. Inside of some of our critical infrastructure, transportation systems, communication systems, and then healthcare systems have all seen cyber attacks inside of the last 6 months at an increasingly high rate, meaning that it's growing. It's not shrinking. These aren't one-off instances. So what are you doing to make sure that your data hasn't been compromised? Are you hiring services? Are you, controlling what information you put out there? Are you engaging inside of, systems that may not be the most secure? Or are you being aware of what's happening right now?
We've got a few names.
Bob Burgundy. We got Broadcaster Bob. I like all of these. Bringing it with Bob. I like all these guys. These are very good. Very, very good. Remember, the one world government, the ruling world order, they do not want you to be prepared. They do not want you to serve the Christ. We don't care about that. We're going to keep doing it because that's the right thing to do. So, Alabama deputies asked for witnesses after help after a shooting on May Day that left 3 dead and 18 hurt. Individuals were sitting at home in peace in the middle of the night when a shooting broke out in their neighborhood with unrelated parties. Nobody was from that neighborhood. So I know you may be living in an environment to where you seem safe and secure, but understand that violence does not have a zip code, and neither does stupid. And the two tend to meet up where they're not welcomed. So take that information and run with it. And and make sure that you have the proper tools to defend yourself and your family, that you're mitigating any risk to your neighborhood, call out bad actors, call out people that don't belong, and make sure that you and your neighboring, community are staying aware, stay vigilant right now, because we have so many increased persons in our lovely country right now that we did not expect to be here, and we have to be aware because, they come dressed as sheep, right? Isn't that, I read it in a book once, that he's a wolf, I think, right? And he comes as a sheep in wolf in sheep's clothing. Something. I don't know. I can't remember what the book was called. Either way, Bobalicious. That's a great one.
We did have a question.
Okay, question. Question.
The ankle kit.
Considering the ankle kit.
Do you make a cankle kit?
Do I make a cankle kit? Well, ladies and gentlemen, do I have news for you? Not does this only doesn't just work on ankles. The laugh button went off prematurely. This doesn't just work on ankles. This also works on cankles. So you can see, as I'm putting it on my thigh here, it also will fit there. Boom, good to go. And the reason that we did that is because we have friends and varieties of sizes, because we do not discriminate here. So this part right here of the ankle kit is actually elastic. It stretches. It forms to the shape that it needs to go to. It goes down, goes up, all those different things. And so if you're somebody with maybe a larger ankle, which is completely fine, consider the ankle kit as an option for you. It works. It really, really does. You don't just have to have Bob-sized legs. You could also have, Dudley-sized legs. Not that I'm saying Dudley has cankles, because somebody's going to say it in the chat.
Did you hear that?
You know what? Tell Dudley he has cankles.
Dudley comes busting in like the Kool-Aid man.
The Boogaloo News Hour with Bob. Classic. The old big igloo.
But the real question is, Bob, Mother's Day is over. Does that mean the Mother's Day giveaway is over?
No, many people have reached out and said, who won the Mother's Day giveaway? The Mother's Day giveaway is not over. We are actually taking the whole month to celebrate mothers. Because moms are awesome. I wouldn't be here without one, and neither would you, because that's how anatomy works. It's very important to me that you know that's how anatomy works. Okay, now that we got that cleared up, because you have a mother, because you're a person, you're a human, we're taking a whole month and we're celebrating moms this month. And so, the best thing that you could get your mom is a Joseph's Kitchen whole bread making set. We're talking stored wheat, stored flour, oil, honey, instant yeast, a bread maker, an artisan bread maker, a bread slicer, a KitchenAid mixer. I'll have you know that I argued with my wife for 4.5 months as to whether she could get a KitchenAid. Now that we've purchased said KitchenAid, my life has become intensely better. I'm talking cinnamon rolls, homemade bread, homemade tortillas, fresh pasta, ground beef from our own kitchen. All these become possible the second that you get a KitchenAid. So men, I know out there you might be thinking, I don't need such things. I promise you, the cinnamon rolls are worth it. Think about it. Mull it over in the old brain noggin of yours.
It really is.
And applause from the crowd. The crowd's excited about it, and that's really what matters.
Jason in VA said, any discounts on boo-boo kits? I want to order 2. As a matter of fact, this is a great moment to take a word from our sponsors. All right. This show is brought to you by Refuge Medical. Refuge Medical is a American-focused first aid tactical medicine company. Refuge Medical is currently running the Prepared Citizens Sale. It is a sale in which we are encouraging American citizens to become more prepared for emergency situations. With that, they are offering large discounts on a variety of all of their first aid kits. Whoa, all of them? all of them.
All of them?
All of them.
That can't be right. It says all of them.
It's in fine print.
It's in, gosh, I can't even read that small. All right, so anyways, discounts ranging anywhere from $20 to $80 on some of their first aid kits. All you have to do is inside of the discount code section type PREP. That's it. And they give you the discount simply because they want you to be a more prepared citizen. That can't be very profitable. Britt, that cannot be very profitable.
Oh, I don't think that's the point.
She doesn't think that's the point. That can't be right. A company is supposed to be profitable. It seems like these guys just care about people. Well, that's not very American. Huh.
Oh,
That's weird. Anyways, back to our paid programming.
I had a light bulb moment. So maybe we should tell them about all the things that are changing in the office.
So, yeah, absolutely. So with that, I don't know, we should say that for Wednesday.
Okay.
We should say that for Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday. Is that how you say it? Got my OpFac 2 days ago. I love it. Absolutely, Ben Valley. I'm a huge OpFac fan myself. It's currently what I'm running on my war belt, right? So it's a very, very good kit. I heard a local detective talking about our EMS being hacked. So like I've said before, we have emergency services and healthcare services across the country currently being hacked. We've seen 911 call centers down in 6 different states. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot of states, but that's pretty considerable when you think about statewide EMS issues. That means if you call 911, nobody's picking up. What are you, as a prepared citizen, ready to do to mitigate death, to mitigate injury, to mitigate violence inside of a situation like that? With the FIBI, which is an accredited organization, responsibly reporting that we've seen a decrease in crime, we know that's not true. How are you taking steps to not have to rely on other services that are indeed crumbling, unfortunately? This was a once great nation. What happened? What happened, Ren?
Someone went to crack!
We went to the moon.
We went to the moon. That's what it was. Ever since we definitely went to the moon, everything's been downhill. So, I've been wearing it while doing tree stuff. That is awesome. The 911 operator system has been hacked. Yeah, the 911 operators have been hacked. We have 3 hospitals here. All of them were hit. So these are all different individuals inside of our live chat that are currently showing you 2 things. 1, the system is fragile. 2, this news reporting is accurate. We're telling you right now that these systems are being infiltrated, these systems are depreciating, and that they are failing. These aren't small systems. This isn't your library, people. They're not hacking the library. Of course they're not. There's too much information there. They're hacking 911. All right? This is who you call in the case of an emergency. Moving on to our next thing. If you don't have papers, you're not broadcasting the news. That's what I've heard.
You know what's coming up?
What's coming up?
Summer break.
Summer break.
So, like the influx of at-home injuries.
Yeah, absolutely. So the National Institute of Health reports that the 2 most dangerous things you do are 1, exist at your residence, meaning that tree you're planning on trimming, or that project you're planning on working on, are incredibly dangerous to you because you have a state of comfort that exists inside of your own home. Take precautions. Make sure that A, you're paying the frick attention and you're not doing things outside the scope of your capability. If you don't know how to climb a tree and cut a tree down, don't go pretending that you can do that. That's very dangerous. If you don't know how to replace your roof, don't go climbing up onto the roof without somebody there to help you and teach you and guide you. That's not me saying you should always outsource all of your work to other people. No, that's foolishness. You should learn how to do hard things. However, that is me saying don't go risking it for the biscuit when you don't know what you're doing all by yourself. Be smart, be prepared, and be capable. Make sure that you're working with neighbors, cousins, friends, relatives, whomever has that expertise inside of your circle of influence to learn from them. So that way they make sure that your tie down is actually hooked on and you're not falling off of the roof, breaking your clavicle because, you wanted to install a new air vent. Whatever it may be safe. And as the kids are home for this summer break, make sure that they are being intelligent in what they do. Kids are incredibly stupid. I know, I can say that from personal experience. We love them, they just haven't learned that much yet. They've been here a shorter amount of time. As my friend says, it's less seat time, as the tradesman would say. So with that, make sure you're just, teaching them the basics of first aid, what they should do inside of an emergency, and how to mitigate risk to themselves and their friends as they're building that homemade bike ramp to jump off and become the next Anthony Hawk, I think that's his name. Make sure that they're being safe, and you probably should be keeping some sort of first aid kit nearby.
Dustin Wells said Is this the first episode of Preparedness Information News? PIN?
PIN. We're froze.
Or froze?
We're froze.
Ew. Oh.
You know why?
Why?
I plugged it in, but
Are we back?
I
Can you
didn't
hear me?
turn it on. Now we're good. Yep, we're good.
Can you hear me now? Are we back? Preparedness Information News. I like that. PIN.
Or prepared. Never mind.
Never mind.
Network. I like network.
Hey, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Very good. Very good. What do I need medical-wise for a newborn? Somebody get me a baby birthing bucket. It's like John Wick where he's like, someone get this man a gun.
Are they already born? Would it be a postpartum bucket?
Or postpartum. Give me one of both. Give me one of both. Someone get this man a bucket. Here we go. Good grief. That's
Texas team, we can't do it live because Bob decided last minute to go live on me while my phone was charging.
These are two pieces of equipment that I recommend every new mother and father have. Right here, we've got the baby birthing bucket. Inside of this bucket is everything you need outside of a midwife because we couldn't fit her in there on what you may need to have a baby. And in this bucket right here, we got everything we need to take care of mom and the baby directly after the birth. There's no formula in there because, you know, obviously people choose different things. Different formulas, breast milk, all that different options, goat's milk if you're reading the Bible. So we decided to put everything else in there. Now, these two items right here are on sale. These are first aid kits right now. All you got to do is use the code PREP, P-R-E-P, PREP. Amazing kits right here. Great capability. After the baby's born, you really shouldn't need much because they're pretty good. They really just need mom and a blankie. Usually a blankie, right? Did I miss anything, Britt?
Nope.
Nope. Mom and blankie. That's what you need. So those are two options right there. If you guys have concern of maybe SHTF or a natural disaster or an emergency happening while you're pregnant, I recommend you have a couple of those on hand. They really are invaluable if you were to deal with an austere birthing environment. Those buckets want to explode with goodies. Yeah, absolutely they do. Instrumental unclear, use code PERP, received crowbar. Well, hey, yeah, if you do type in PERP, we actually send you a ski mask. But we also send your information to your local law enforcement agencies. So, you know, take what you can get there. It's a double entendre. The world's a double-edged sword. So figure that out right there. Continuing on.
Taylor from ARPCOM said, my IFAC has an IFAC, They all have. My IFAC has an IFAC for its IFAC.
Ah.
All.
So your IFAC is prepared with an IFAC? Would that be like a MyFac? Like a mini individual first aid kit? I'm sorry. Too soon? Too soon. Anyways, continuing on. From an undisclosed county, one of our officers, so he's a local law enforcement officer. One of our officers responded to a call of multiple men training inside of combat gear last week. When deployed to the scene, it became known to us that all of these individuals were Afghani nationals. Some of them having proper paperwork, some of them not. There was 12 different Afghani nationals all training in different combat maneuvers. This is concerning for a multitude of different reasons. I wanted to share this information with you so that way you had it to give to the people.
Was that in Texas or Louisiana?
It was not in Texas, Louisiana. It's from an undisclosed location. However, we have seen multiple cases of this reported to us already, and this is something that you should be aware of. Now, it is not illegal for individuals of any race, ethnicity, or religion to train in that capability. And I think it's great that individuals go out and train in that capability. However, we have had a border that maybe is less than secure, you know, could be doing better. And when that happens, infiltration is definitely a concern. So, make sure you're taking the proper precautions with you, your mag, your family, to ensure that any bad actors that may be working together in coordinated efforts are not successful against you and are not successful against your community.
Remember, the world is a dangerous place. The world is an intimidating place, but we do not fear, for Yahweh is our Elohim. He is the God of gods. He is the Lord of lords, the King of kings. He is high above any other in this world and in this realm, and all other worlds and all other realms. And we should acknowledge the fact that he is the true living king. So we don't have to be afraid. But he did not make us to be timid, small, weak, quiet people. He made us to be bold as a lion so that the wicked would flee, even though no one pursueth. So be bold in these current times and call out crazy things when you see it. And this, my friends, that is a crazy thing to see Afghan nationals training inside of combat gear and inside combat formations inside of the U.S. when we've been at war with their country for the last 20 years. It's definitely concerning to say the least. So this is definitely something we should be paying attention to. Wound care bucket, IFACs are only good for right now. You gotta have medical for the long-term care. Absolutely, that's a great point. And I like to bring up the wound care bucket. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. We'll slide her over. This right here is 60 days of wound care for a single individual, or lesser time if you have multiple injured individuals. Wow, that was a hard one to say. And so this stores indefinitely. It goes inside of a 5-gallon bucket that's sealed. It can sit with your other prep good, prep food, whatever it may have you. And this helps you set up a field hospital if you were to ever need it. Now, this isn't a field hospital in a bucket. That would be crazy. However, pair this with a surgical bucket and then with some vitals monitoring, and you have some serious capability on your hands. Honestly, individuals who open this bucket struggle to get all of the components back in. I'm sure someone in the chat will echo that sentiment. And so grabbing a wound care bucket will not just prepare you, but it'll also give your family more capability inside of these trying times. So grab a wound care bucket. It's great for treating not just serious wounds, but also non-serious, non-life-threatening wounds. You got to keep them clean, otherwise they will become life-threatening and they will become quite serious. I know it's not easy to put that back in. It is not easy to put that back in.
It's an art form.
That makes no sense. We've been paying billions of them to do that in Afghanistan. Why would they come here to do that? That is a great question. Why would nationals from another nation state come here, especially one we've been in conflict with, train militaristic style? I don't know. But we definitely shouldn't assume anything, because that makes an ass out of you and an ass out of me.
Hey,
But
I don't know if you remembered. You might have already said this, but if right now, if you do the travel fac, you get double or 10 times the entries. Did you say that?
I didn't.
Oh yeah, and you get it 15% off.
Yeah. So right now, if you guys buy the travel fact right now, you get 10 times entries into winning the giveaway behind me, as well as you're still able to use the 15% off. So somebody asked what the big news is, and the big news is the fact that we are doing a 15% off kit-wide sale, right? Varying degrees and different kits are all on sale right now, and it's all to give you guys, the prepared citizen, more capability because of all these big news that we've been sharing. I guess the $80 billion loot drop wasn't enough. Hey, you know, greed is crazy. Greed is crazy. Yeah, this is the same giveaway. We've just grown the giveaway. So it's not just the KitchenAid. It's not just the travel fact. Now it's a full Joseph's Kitchen setup. You've got red wheat. You've got white wheat. You've got salt. You've got oil. You've got honey. You've got Littison. You've got a bread slicer and a bread maker, all as a part of the giveaway. Huge value. Absolutely crazy. You could really start setting up your prepping capability when it comes to bread making and wheat as a whole. If you were to make naan or tortillas, I think I said that correctly. Something like that. Posted an X about British infantry training illegals for crowd control. It's an interesting article. We've seen that right now throughout the entire globe. People are training non-citizens for crowd control for the citizens in which they are, supposed to be protecting. This is an interesting time to be an American. It's an interesting time to be a civilian. It's an interesting time to be a citizen inside of these United States. Take that and run with it for yourself, your family, and your mutual assistance groups. We need to be more capable than ever. We need to be more independent than ever, and we need to be more self-sustaining than ever. It's just absolutely pivotal. The preservation of life is a thing. and Refuge has the things. Hey, thank you so much. We work very hard to have the things. It is a constant battle with supply chains, with logistics, and with manufacturing to have the things, but it's something that we're working to do for you. So, our next shout out, how long is the discount? The discount is currently going until we are out of stock on the associated items. So it could be a day, it could be 5 days, it could be a week and a half, it could be 5 weeks. We have no idea. It really depends on you, the end user. So if you're thinking about getting it, I recommend you do it because Bear hasn't put it out on the YouTube just yet, but I'm sure he will soon. All right, I bought a lot of jelly beans today. Great job. Great job buying jelly beans today. I'm a big fan of jelly beans in a variety of different shapes, sizes, calibers. What? Jelly beans don't come in calibers. It's
Flavors.
Silly, Bob. Tricks are for kids. All right. So, something else I wanted to speak on was we've had multiple people write in on the increase of tornadic activity this year. We've seen a large increase of tornadic activity. Right now, NOAA, as well as other organizations, are trying to put together the data, but estimations have been as high as 21% increase in tornadic activity. That means tornadoes that have touched ground. So with that, we've had people pontificating upon what the possible causes may be. Some are, going all the way to maybe there's a harp in the background playing nice music. Who knows? It could just be that it's weathery out. All that to be said, if you do suspect that there are organizations that are doing certain things with seeds and clouds and pressures and all that, it's best that you have the things that you may need to bug in, to take shelter, to sustain by yourself. You have food, water, shelter, medical, all
That's
these
a
things.
conspiracy, Bob.
Hey.
Planes would never, ever, ever, ever.
Planes would never.
Ever.
It's just moisture. It's
Those are
just,
obviously doctored photos.
it's just doctored. It's not real. It's not, guys, you're crazy. I'm going to gaslight you right now. Stop being crazy. It's just horse dewormer. Okay?
It's not like they have people going inside the planes now and showing the switches and the labels and the tanks or anything like that. The tanks of moisture. That's all it is.
Yes, absolutely. Do y'all still have the surgical bucket? Do we still have the surgical bucket? Hold on.
You gotta say, Ren,
We
come
have one of our
on
correspondents running
now.
across the studio right now. Look at that. Boom. The finest bucket of surgical gear that the world has to offer. We are the only company right now that currently sells a prepped, capable surgical module inside of a 5-gallon bucket that can not just store with your food, but can also store with your other medical prepped items, such as the wound care bucket, the baby birthing bucket, the postpartum bucket. All of this can store together, very stackable. As you can see right here, I'll give you an example. Stack that inside of your nuclear fallout shelter, and you're good to go. No, in all honesty, you could definitely store this inside of your house indefinitely. We'll take a quick gander at all of the components that exist inside of the surgical bucket, but I don't think this is on sale right now. This isn't on sale, right?
No, it is.
Are you serious?
Yep.
I've just been told by one of my correspondents that this actually is on sale right now. All you have to do is use code PREP, and you get a large discount off. So, with that, you get 100 nitrile gloves, 100 4x4 gauze, 80 3x3 gauze, 12 cotton balls, 10 cotton tip applicators, 10 liquid skin bandages, 6 5x9, 6 3-inch rolled gauze, 5 sterile surgical drapes. 5 surgical drapes? Good grief. What are they doing? Heart surgery? You might be able to. 5 scalpels of the number 22, 5 scalpels of the number 10, 4 1-inch medical tapes, 2 scrub brushes, 2 iodine bottles, 2 triple antibiotic tubes, 2 biohazard bags, 1 advanced surgical set, 1 military surgical set, 1 large trash bag. You never know what you're going to need to throw away. 1 headlamp in case it's dark where you're working. 2 survival blankets, 1 hydrogen peroxide bottle, 1 alcohol bottle, 1 skin stapler with the remover, 1 2-inch surgical tape, 1 sharp container, 1 1/2-inch Steri-Strip pack, 1 1/4-inch Steri-Strips pack, 1 irrigation syringe, and 1 wound solution. All inside of the surgical bucket. Store this so that way you have surgical capability with you and your doctor friends if a natural disaster were to occur and you were not able to make it to the hospital, or if the hospital got hacked.
Which would never happen. Ever.
Which would never happen, ever. What's the top blue bucket?
We don't have a blue
I don't
one.
have a blue bucket.
The purple ones might have looked blue.
The purple might have looked blue. The purple are buckets for baby birthing and for postpartum.
Ooh, Josephus, my doctor told me that the wound care bucket was worth the money.
Ah, well,
You would know.
he would know. He's a doctor.
He's a dentist. No, I'm not hating on
No,
your
he's like, oh my gosh, they only charge you this much for that. We charge you $1,000.
Tracking like a tank bear asked how much. I don't know off the top of my head how much the surgical bucket is.
I do know, however, that it is on sale right now. So if you go there, type in code PREP, that gets you a discount off. It's definitely worth the finances.
Somebody was talking about dual tube Gen 3 white phosphorus panos. Hey, that sounds awesome.
It was Stryker.
Slowly building my HSA for another kit. LOL.
Absolutely. I got a wound
Care bucket when they came out and definitely worth the money. Well, I recommend that you get another one.
Don't forget that you can sign up for a subscribe and save with the wound care bucket if something you want to do is keep a certain amount of your budget for preps in the medical capacity. We have a ton of people every month that just grab one wound care bucket and they set it aside because that allows you the capability of not just long-term facilitating care for your family, but also for the people around you. You will have a community of people around you, whether you like it or not, inside of an emergency event. It's usually not the people that you think it will be. It will probably be your neighbors. It will probably be your community. And so with that, are you capable of, providing a blessing and a covering for those individuals? And are you working together with those individuals? Because we should be working with them now, not when things get bad.
A trucket bucket for the truck. A trucket.
A Truckit. The old Truckit. Is it an LED or a BILB headlamp? I believe it's an LED, but I'm not positive. Yeah, I believe Striker Kate is talking about Cody with Nightfall Optics for night vision capability. If night vision capability is something you've been looking into, definitely reach out to Cody with Nightfall Optics. He provides all of the Bear Nation and the Refuge Nation with specialty pricing. He's an amazing guy. He works wonders when it comes to building devices that are high quality, that are where you need it to be. And he has a huge variety in different pricing, in different tubes, and different housings, and different setups, different optics, all these different things that he can put together to get you a device where you need it in the price spectrum and where you need it in the capability spectrum. So a lot of people just think that night vision costs $5,000. That's not the case whatsoever. I've seen him get people into night vision for $1,500. So he's definitely the right guy to talk to. Reach out to Cody at Nightfall Optics or sales@nightfalloptics.com and talk to him because he will help you out. Very talented, that Cody. Yes, he is a very, very talented guy. All right. Got one more here coming in.
Moon giveaway next month. Oh, we can't tell you what's coming next
We
month.
can't tell you what's coming next month. We just hope that next month comes. This is the headlamp right here.
Oh,
Oh,
good lord.
good grief. That's surprisingly bright. Why would they need it that bright? They need to see stuff? Good grief, that is bright as can be. Wow. All right, so very capable.
Ow.
The strobe setting's nice because in the middle of surgery, in case you want to break out a dance party, you can. Which I know so many people try to do.
Still hoping you guys call my name for the RE giveaway from last week. If you're talking about the bag, we already called the name. They have not responded. Wednesday we will draw again if he does not respond.
All right.
Bakari, will go get it. It's 15% off right now.
Yeah, I need an SOB med kit. Yeah, SOBs are 15% off right now.
Ooh, we've kind of shifted gears on the tally board thing. Remember we were talking about
Yeah, so somebody asked about the tally board. We do have a path forward on the tally board. What we're going to do is we're going to have a large screen TV that's going to display the tallies, and then it's also going to display stories and accounts from different lives saved. So that way people can see the actual data that has come in from the different end users. We have end users all the way from SOCOM, special operations, all the way down to, moms inside of minivans and guys inside of trucks. It's very, very differentiated, the accounts that we have. It's all over the spectrum. And so what we want to do is show you guys how dudes who are hopping out of helicopters are using this stuff, and then at the same time, dudes who are hopping out of minivans are using this stuff. And it doesn't just have to be dudes. Speaking of dentists, is there any dental tools out there or kit available at Refuge? Tooth pain is the worst, especially post-event dental. Indiana Constitutional Patriots, we are currently working on a dental kit. We have a couple of paths forward. We're just in the testing phase right now. Stay tuned with us. However, there is a lot of capability that you would use inside of a surgical bucket. If you add some clove oil for that numbing factor, that would help you out as well. Soccer dad to the rescue. Yes, soccer dads to the rescue. Knife dancing, not just for washed up pop stars. Very funny. Very, very funny. All right, and then I'm going to show you guys this. This is very cool. Stand by. Standing by to stand by.
Help us out by hitting that like button, guys. YouTube hates us, I guess, or something. Something is wrong.
YouTube does not like us. So I got some photos in today of some special operators using some of our first aid kits. I can share a couple of them, but I wanted to share them with you guys first because you are the cool kids.
He's sharing them with you first before the media director even sees them.
That's all right.
Hello, Brian.
So here's a photo of a Tier 1 operator running a Refuge kit right there. You guys saw it here first. I thought that was pretty cool myself. That is an OPFAC, Operational First Aid Kit. Has the full capability that you would need. It exceeds the IFAC layout of all of our different branches of military. It is awesome, and he's about to hop on a little bird right there. So very, very cool. Let me see if I can show you another one, because I know you guys will ask. Let's see. I can't give away their faces for obvious reasons, if you can believe it. I'm not Joe Biden. I'm not going to share information pertaining to our Tier 1 guys. Let's see, does that show anything? There's another one here. That's a pretty good one. Cool photos for sure. Definitely the guys out there. So we've tested it. We know that these things work. We know it meets the quality that you guys need. And it is absolutely awesome. If you're not running Refuge, are you really Tier 1? One would have to ask. One would have to ask. A lot of those dudes build their own stuff, so you got to respect that. But, you know, we really see that this stuff works inside of the hardest environments. Whether it's the car accident on the side of the road that you're covered in rain and mud and grass and grit, whether it's the plane crash. We've actually had aid rendered inside of a plane crash, or was it a helicopter plane? I can't remember. But we know that we definitely have tested this stuff, that it does work inside of challenging environments, right? Standard issue IFACs are inferior. I would agree. That's why getting yourself something like the OPFAC, something like the Bear Min. Guys, we have a lot of guys on our local SWAT team that are running belt kits. If you haven't seen the belt kits, these are on the sale too right now for law enforcement officers, or for your belt, your line right here. Tourniquet, chest seals right there. Inside the bottom one, gloves, wound packing gauze, and an S mark. Boom, right there. A little blowout capability, close, easy to get to. Shears on the back, right? Always want to have shears nearby. I can't tell you how important that is. You never, ever, ever have enough shears. I have 2 or 3 pairs on me at all times.
Striker Kate said, I know what I deployed with was a joke compared to my refuge gear. And that's something we've heard from other operators, is that, like when TJ talked about the stomp bag, when they saw inside of it, they were like, whoa. This is nothing compared to the stuff we have.
When we actually sat down with Tier 2 and Tier 1 dudes, showing them the stomp bag, showing them some of our IFACs, they were blown away. And that's simply because we look at what they are required to have, and we know that the The minimum requirement is just that. It is the minimum requirement. Striker Cade has actually he's coming from a very interesting standpoint. I know my brother, so I know I'm not going to reveal too much, but he's been inside of mass casualty incidents inside of his service career, right? So this is a brother that knows he absolutely needs his gear on him because he's seen the worst thing that's going to happen, right?
So God's Love asked,
Does it come with medication like antibiotics? It does not. However, we are partnered with Jace Medical. You can go to the medications tab on the website. That'll take you over to Jace Medical, and that'll get you a specialty discount that only goes to Refuge Nation. So you guys have a little bit of a one-up on the rest of the community, so it can get you with the doc and get you the medications that you need properly. Right?
did the belt kit replace the stud kit?
Yeah, in a way it did. It's really similar footprint, and you have more capability right there. The stud kit, those bags weren't made in the U.S., so we didn't want to continue to sell them, so we have this as an option for you guys. Plus, it gives you more versatility. You can run it up and down through the ballast clips, or you can run it on the side through the belt loops. Both are good options. So a little bit more modular capability, a little bit more component capability, as well as it's made here in the U.S. So the belt kit's an amazing option. Refuge gear isn't built by the lowest bidder or some politician's friend. Standard issue isn't hard to beat. Bare facts are excellent. That's coming from Palmetto Paratrooper, who is an actual paratrooper. He is my homie. I love that dude. I have a bare fact, and I built my own, and somehow with the same items, the one I put together takes more space and more likely dump everything on the floor. LOL, you guys are doing awesome. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that immensely. Like I said, guys, all of our kits right now are 15% off. You have huge savings. We try not to do sales like this too often. However, we see what's currently happening inside of the not just the socioeconomic climate, but the geopolitical climate, and then our national political climate. It's pretty rough. Crime is on the rise. We're seeing increased crime in from, I'm just going to say it, I don't care, from illegal immigrants. We're seeing increases in the R word, increases inside of the M word, murder, right? And it's very, very bad. And so having gear on you really does make a difference. Having training really, really makes a difference. If you guys haven't already, you need to get subscribed to the newsletter so that way you can find out when the next Refuge training drops. I think we have 4 more slots for July, right? Is it 4 slots, Britt, or 5 for the July? Oh, she's yelling at somebody right now. She's dropping the hammer. I believe it's 5 trainings left for the July course, in either July 21 or July 22. I'm not sure which day. If you are on the fence about it, get your training now. Get your training now. Stop wasting time. Stop going back and forth. We condensed the ER course to give you a faster scenario-driven med class with the Refuge Responder. All the mud, all the physicality, all the training with just a shorter timeline. It is absolutely phenomenal. The reviews have been coming in. We've gotten a shocking amount of great reviews from people that travel in Africa doing bushcrafting, to EMS, to registered nurses, to all these different personnel that know medical, that know hardship. They are like, man, this is the best course I've ever taken. The Refuge Responder, we've got 4 slots, 5 slots in July.
I think it's 6.
6 slots inside of July. So get on there, grab the slot while you can. This is it's a crazy price. It's like $440 for a full extensive training class with components that you keep. We're not just handing you a cat tourniquet and taking it back after the class, as well as it gives you access to the slideshow to use afterwards as well. So it's definitely something that's crazy. I always like the Refuge shipping speed. It's like a well-oiled machine. That's because it is a well-oiled machine. We have people that are constantly working every single day to get packages out the door. And here's the reason, okay? When I came on here a few years ago, our shipping, it was a different story. We just had a different model, which was fine for that time. But now we have seen kits ship out, and the day that they are received, be used. So we know that it's very, very important to get these first aid kits to the people they're going to in the fastest timeline possible, because it could be the very same day, which has happened before, the very same day that you need it. So stop messing around. Get the gear that you need now. I just made it back. Can anyone give me a quick recap on the announcement? Kevin, here's your recap. The world is decaying rapidly. We have large organizations that are working against the citizens of the United States. We have crime increasing. We have a concerning amount of organizations that are training for mass casualty incidences. And because of that, Refuge has come together and we have put together the Prepared Citizens Sale. We're giving all of you guys a discount on all of our first aid kits. We didn't just do the most profitable ones like some other companies do. We chose all of them because you guys deserve access to all of them at a more affordable rate. Once again, that's not our focus, is not to make money. We decided we're not going to give raises right now, and we're going to give you guys access to more first aid gear quicker. And that's the whole point. It's incredible the service from you guys, and that you pray over lots before they go out is unparalleled. Well, our focus is to serve the Father. That truly is. Save lives while in service of the Father's kingdom and experience the abundance of his provision and blessing in doing so. If we serve him and we love him with everything we got, everything else is going to be all right. I promise that. And so as long as this company is around, which might not be forever because, heck, this economy really isn't built for people with a service mindset, we're going to give you guys everything we got every single day. And that is just what we do. Had to go to the hospital to get stitches last hurricane season. Don't want to do that this year. Do y'all sell actual stitches, not just steri strips? Yeah, we do. We sell multiple surgical modules, as well as we sell the practice kits as well. So you have surgical practice kits. You have what is it? The SK76.
Linking now.
And the SK6, and then which is a 76-piece suture kit, and then we sell the MSK, which is a military surgical kit.
And they're 50% off.
And if you really wanted to go all out to make sure you got everything you need, just grab a surgical bucket. This right here is everything you need. It actually floats. We had it proven to us. It does float. It's airtight. We had somebody's storm shelter filled with water, and inside of it were floating wound care buckets and surgical buckets all the same. So it is waterproof, which is nice to hear. I have 2 more kits that I need to get. I'll have to jump on it. You will, Kevin. You absolutely will. I happen to know that a wound care bucket is far more than sufficient for self-circumcision and aftercare. Don't ask. Dang, that's hardcore. I ordered the travel fact last week. Do y'all sell skin staplers? We do sell skin staplers and staple removers, which is part of that process. Don't forget the remover. It comes with it in our kits, but if you bought one from another company, I won't take it too personally. Just make sure you have a remover as well. Otherwise, stuff's going to get weird. Got the military surgical kit with my wound care bucket. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, guys. We are going to hop off here. I just want to tell you all to be prepared. Take advantage of the Prepared Citizen Sale. Right now, we built it for you because we love you. And if you have any questions or concerns, reach out to the Refuge Medical Desk. We are here for you. We're by the phone almost 24/7. If we don't answer, it's because we're sleeping or because we're tending to our gardens, flocks, chickens, children, stuff like that. It's not because we don't love you. We will get back to you. Just leave us a voicemail or a text message. Or you can always hit the live chat or the email, which are all accessible for you. If you're not subscribed to the newsletter, you're wrong because we have huge announcements coming with training soon. Very soon. Block off September 1, September 2, and September 3, especially for the people that have been asking for multi-day training. This is going to be a huge, believe it, tremendous training opportunity for you guys. I promise. All right. With that, I love you. Shalom. And now I just sort my papers while Lauren runs over here and shuts it off. Yeah.